This is Discover Crypto. Welcome to the Blockchain Basement. I am Druth. Welcome to the show, folks. We are in for a doozy today. Wall Street's moving on chain, onto the blockchain. Crypto has turned into the best asymmetric bet of upside against the US dollar, which is now absolute trash. Fiat currencies across the world are absolutely falling apart. And as that's happening, people are looking for that upside, where to park the money, where to protect the buying power. That is the great question amongst all of us here. Welcome to the show, one and all. I got a green background behind me, seemingly. I don't know. I think it's like shifting or something. It's slowly turning green as the markets are turning over. Make sure to hit that like button. If you like what you're seeing in your portfolio today, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. And you're who I appreciate. Even you, Brian Rudo, even you. And also, no, I will never release Isaac. He is still working on moving. And actually, it sounds like they're moving the big studio today. He's probably in the suck right now. XRP is trash. We got the comments in here. Museum of Corruption, Cali Crypto Dude. Get that lip dinner. Let's check out the markets and see how we're looking, folks. Hopefully, our portfolios, our projects that we've been holding are in the green right now. Seeing a little bit of juice, a little bit of action this morning. Honestly, the trading's been absolute chaos. I was watching Crypto Face this morning. Holy God, absolute chaos is being had out there on the trading side. But let's actually go check out CoinMarketCap and see what the markets are looking like right now. And huge shout out to Crypto Face, one of the best in the biz. You know the markets are chaos. Crypto Face is up in there causing some havoc. Now, I wonder, let's show this tab. Okay, let's go to the main. And yes, this is Ethereum Classic. Okay, I was looking at Ethereum Classic this morning. I'll get to why. I was looking at Ethereum Classic this morning in a little bit. Okay. It'll all make sense once we're done here. We're at $112,000. Right now for Bitcoin, purgatory, basically. It's up 1%, down 0.13% on the hour. Very, very coiled, though. Ethereum is stealing the show. You notice Ethereum sitting here at 4,400 buckaroonies, while Bitcoin not near. It's Ethereum's a lot closer feeling to the all-time highs than Bitcoin, and maybe they're percentage-wise the same, but ETH feels like it wants those all-time highs. I love this. I love this chat so much. There's a token called dog poop. Is there? I mean, I'm sure that there's a dog poop token. And you know what? A lot of the things in the top 100, even 200, they're in Beyonce, they're going to go to zero when the music stops. Right now, the music is on, even though the markets don't know it. The altcoin index is sitting here at a 53. People not feeling like they're in an altcoin season right now. Not feeling like they're in an altcoin season right now. And it's understandably so. Understandably so. Let's make sure we get into all the news here. ONDO's got big news. XRP, Solana. At Druth Crypto is where you can find me on the Twitter. Here's where you'll find all my posts here. And we are live on Pump Fun as well. So huge shout out to the Pump Fun AVAX ecosystems. We're on SocialFi. I'm up in there. You can go check that out here on my Twitter account. Now let's get into the movements of the market. Now, Bitcoin ETFs had some positive movement. $328 million of inflows yesterday, while Ethereum inflows turned to the negative. Instead, we're looking at outflows for Ethereum as of yesterday, but Ethereum looks like it's fighting back real hard. Let's see here. You think a World Liberty Prize about to rug real hard? Yeah, probably. Yes, Danny, there's a token. In order to stream on Pump, you literally, like, creating a profile creates the token, and on Arena, the profile is also a token, but it's almost like the Arena, it started as, the SocialFi focus, the social interactions. Pump Fund started as a token deployer and then is now rolling into social media. So two different kind of aspects, two different approaches to it. We'll see which one ends up winning bigger. But on this data, Bitcoin trying to be the big winner here. And honestly, the chart is not looking too bad, folks. Let's get in to the Bitcoin charts because we gave some signals yesterday that actually ended up playing out really, really nicely. What we were mapping out yesterday in terms of price expectation, pretty impressive what it actually ended up doing in comparison to what we had marked out to expect to happen. Now, I will share this one more time here. Exit that one, and bam. Now we got this bad boy. All right. So Bitcoin, it hit that turbulent zone, and then early this morning blasted finally through that resistance zone, and that is resistance essentially sitting at 111.5. And right before I was on the stream, in terms of fast moving leverage trades, we were in some, me and my buddy Alex or Matt, and we were being careful because essentially a retest of near 111.5 was looking like a potential in terms of liquidity, where the exchanges love washing traders out. And honestly, I was listening to Crypto Face this morning. He's mentioning the sandworm, right? The mystic sandworm. That theory where AI being used on charts to go wash out leverage traders or exchanges kind of makes sense. Kind of crazy when you think about it. And I love the name sandworm, the trading sandworm coming to eat the traders up from underneath the ground. Here's where liquidity sits. Right there is a big pocket at 110.2, and more immediately below us is showing kind of that 111.2, 111.3 spot. But honestly, spot bags are doing great. I'm having fun trading back and forth. Let's see here. I like this. Highly recommend the book, The Kryptonians, Idealism, Greed, Lies, and the Making of by Laura Shin to learn about the creation of Ethereum. I'll give that a look. I'll give that a look. Absolutely. Uppity, these markets feeling uppity, but we remain base, right? And I'm trading scalp trades in and out. I'm happy with my 20 or 30% moves. Don't get greedy. Take the freaking profits. If you learn how to get into trades effectively, for the love of God, exercise that. Take the profits. Keep the stop losses alive. The liquidity does still sit below us at $110,000 washout. But honestly, I was a little bit surprised. Wake up, babe. We have a new Trump crash out against China, right? Then Trump chooses violence in words against China. The big question to be answered is whether or not President Xi of China will mention the massive amount of support and blood that the United States of America gave to China in order to help them secure its freedom from a very unfriendly foreign invader. Many Americans died in China's quest for victory and glory. I hope that they are rightfully honored and remembered for their bravery here and sacrifice. May President Xi and the wonderful people of China have a great lasting day of celebration. Please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States, President Donald Trump. Now he's responding to the side-by-side walkathon that President Xi and Putin displayed yesterday. Let's have a look at what got Trump all hot and bothered.
Commemorating
walking along
the victory.
And you got Putin here, President Xi, Kim Jong-un. Honestly, this is
Japanese aggression,
the nuclear power trio. If you don't know, there's a band named Nuclear Power Trio that's out of Colorado that are just absolute savages. Trump, a little bit aggravated by the rubbing of the shoulders between these two compadres, these two comrades
their own viewing
of their
spots
political idealizations. And Trump choosing this crash out this morning, markets really didn't care, honestly. Markets did not care, and that was a very bullish sign. We saw that release, the crash out here. Markets like, we get it. You guys don't trust each other. You don't like it. Orange man bad, G man bad, whatever. The bond market is literally in collapse right now. The market participants are wisening up. And we got this. We got some commentary about the jobs reports that I want to discuss, right? We had the JOLTS jobs report this morning. So this is from Andrea Lisi, certified financial advisor, it looks like. And it looks like a dude with a name Andrea. JOLTS job openings continue to edge lower. Does that not guarantee a poor jobs report this Friday? Interesting. Okay. Jobs reports are back at 2018 levels when the economy continued to chug along steadily. Sure, the economy is chugging along steadily. Here's why: it's because the Mag 7 are replacing people with automated systems, right? People are being kicked out of their job, they're being automated out of use case. They're having to take gig economies to stay alive, right? Gig economy gigs. This could be Uber drivers, contract work, all over the place. Um, Skewed market metrics for sure, because you have companies that are still profitable, even though they're laying people off because they don't really need them anymore, right? People are being replaced. Soylent Green is. Yeah, Ricky Romero. Let's look at Morpho's chart today. You know, I was kind of feeling maybe I was getting in and out. I got stopped out in profit on Morpho trades a bunch recently here, so I will take a look at that. Maybe we'll open something up now, along with the JOLTS jobs reports coming in with lower than expectations, a little bit worrisome. This gives stronger credence to rate cut expectations. The U.S. job openings reported at 7.18 million versus expectations of 0.738. So, you know, a little bit of miss on that. More likely than not, we're going to see those jobs numbers play into the Federal Reserve finding the reason to cut interest rates irresponsibly, as you know what, inflation's on its way back. There is no denying inflation's on its way back. They're cutting interest rates at the worst effing time possible. By all monetary measures, they should be rising interest rates, but they can't. The system is built upon leverage, debt, and continuing that. And things are starting to unfold here. Things are starting to unfold. Margin trades in China, the stock market hit a record 2.8 trillion in yuan on Monday. This surpasses the previous high of 2.27 trillion in 2015. As a result, leverage purchases of share of total market cap rose to 2.2%, and new stock accounts opened by retail investors surged 71% year over year in July. At the same time, the number of total assets, newly registered hedge funds, mostly focused on equities, reaching their highest level this year. Chinese investors are borrowing a record amount of cash to buy stocks. Okay, so there's a massive movement happening. And while all this is, there's so many different data points. You got all these economists saying, oh, wait, the jobs market's great. It's going to be great. We have great numbers. We can automate people out of their work and they'll find something else to do, right? Then you have, you know, this kind of weird place in the market for where things are going to go next. Is it the top? Are we looking at the top right now and it's down only? Or is this a hyperinflationary collapse up where prices just continue to skyrocket? People get put out of work, but then the economy just prints itself into equilibrium and people continue to exist off debt. That's where we're at right now. The average person is barely making it by, and they're using credit cards to pay their bills. This is, well, let's take a look at comps. Everyone is saying the markets are going down in September, so you're bullish, right? But everyone is noticing that everyone is saying the markets are going down in September, so they're bullish, and thus you're bearish. It's a back and forth movement, and really for my decision on where we go for this month, you know I'm feeling bullish. You know I'm feeling bullish. And testing this zone at $107,000 on the larger time frames was really something that I needed to see for a little bit of a calm down, a little bit of cool and collective, find that bounce point, build support. Probably going to be looking at some serious chop over the next week or two here. But then once we can get that figured out, prove this zone as support. So that's essentially where I have things built right now. And yes, we have just barely broken out of that turbulence block that we knew was there yesterday. Watching this, obviously, I'm having a lot more fun trading alts. There's a lot more movements on alts. I'm making better gains on alts. So I'm kind of feeling like, you know, usually I'm trading Bitcoin, but I'm actually shifting over to the altcoin section here. Gold, maybe I should be trading gold, though. Gold is hitting all-time highs over and over again. Literally cannot stop hitting all-time highs. All this morning, I was covering it. We are at a new, look at that, new all-time high, 3,500, and the recent one over the last minute or last hour, rather. Let's actually zoom in. You know what, things are getting crazy when I'm zooming in on the minute time frame on gold. Yeah, look at this. So $3,573, recent all-time high within the last 5 minutes. The markets know things are falling off the wheels. They're going off the tracks. Gold at 35.50. Now moving it in $50 daily clips as the world braces for global YCC to contain long-end bond market collapse. Gold surging, and this is him highlighting at Zero Hedge last week. Is Morpho running? Son of a gun, Morpho's decided to didn't even get to it. Oh, it's moving so fast, too. It's moving so fast, man. Morpho is pumping. All right, we'll take a look at that. I'm not in any active trades right now. See what I give my life for you people. I'm gonna get back in. Don't worry. We'll look at some entry points on Morpho. Global bonds hitting all-time highs, or really multi-year highs for that matter. Global bond yields, and this is all happening across the planet, not just in the United States. The collapse of the G7 bond markets, folks. This is the Kobayashi letter. Despite aggressive global central bank rate cuts, yields are surging in France, Japan, Germany, Canada, the US, and the UK. The market is quite literally rejecting central bank interest rate cuts. The rate cuts probably not enough to stave those fears off. How did we end up here? This is deflation, definition of broken. In 15 days, the Fed will cut rates for the first time in 2025, yet the 30-year Treasury, and this is the number that really affects mortgages, is now near 5%. The higher the Treasury goes, the more expensive mortgage rates get, the more disenfranchised and out of the buying picture the average person becomes over time. This is the death of the middle class in front of our eyes, what we're looking at right here. And this is why I Bitcoin, is because they are destroying our buying power. They're destroying the chance for us to build wealth. And this is why I wake up every day with a new zest for covering the markets, because baby, there ain't no stopping this. Bitcoin is the black hole that is swallowing finance across the planet. The United States fighting back the best they can. The United States collected $31 billion in tariff revenue in August, the highest monthly total this year. Honestly, this needs to be in the trillions to even counteract. They take trillions in taxes on the average person. We are taxed on every little thing we do in life, right? You buy something, you get taxed. You sell something, you get taxed. You get paid for your labor, you get taxed. You have to pay fines and fees and all of these little hidden taxes that are built into our lives. So they're doing that and simultaneously now taxing the rest of the world. Can we just choose one? Be hard on tariffs and nice on your people, or just continue to be evil to your people and nice on tariffs. Now we have both situations where tariff money's coming in and they're taking money literally out of my pocket at the same time. It does not feel great. It does not feel great. This is not the major winning, the huge announcements that I was looking forward to in this administration. I am not enthused by this. I'm being robbed by my country, and my country is also imposing those same. I mean, they're being nicer to other countries than they are to me. I have 60% taxes. When you add up everything, it's around 50 to 60% of my money goes to the government to continue to exist. Okay. Now, it's known you cannot print your way out of this anymore. The U.S. M2 money supply is now growing at a 5.1% annualized rate of change. It should be no surprise that core CPI inflation is back above 3% and rate cuts are on the way. After 10 years of 3% inflation, the U.S. dollar loses 25% of its purchasing power. This is on top of the 20% in value the U.S. dollar has lost since 2020 from just printing in and of itself, right? So basically half, right? If basically a half of your buying power is just evaporated into thin air. And this is them robbing the retirement accounts, the people that literally have worked for 50, 60 years to finally retire, right? And then they just decide to print. It's all gone. It's all gone. Let's see here. Thanks. Crypto Steve, you always catch my eye when you come in. Now, this is from Discover Crypto TJ. Okay, they know what's coming. It's talking about $1.7 trillion asset manager Morgan Stanley has just disclosed that they are buying nearly $200 million worth of Bitcoin in Q2. Wall Street is embracing Bitcoin, but also it's embracing blockchain and tokenization. ONDO making some moves here. So ONDO Finance launches tokenized U.S. stocks on Ethereum. This is good not only for ONDO, Ethereum, and guess what? Chain, right? Keeps winning. Qualified investors outside the U.S. can now trade tokenized U.S. equities on the Ethereum blockchain. with plans to expand support to BNB and Solana. Okay. Choosing some big winners there. ONDO Finance, yada, yada, yada. A platform called ONDO Global Markets aims to provide 24/7 exposure to U.S. equities and qualified investors in Asia Pacific, Europe, Africa, Latin America, according to the release. This is for who wants to mint, redeem, and transfer tokenized shares would have to complete standard customer due diligence. At the launch, the platform will focus on liquid stocks like Apple and Tesla, along with popular ETFs from Fidelity and BlackRock. But over time, ONDO says it plans to add bonds, international equities, other publicly traded investments and instruments. And, this is actually kind of exciting for me because I would like to get in there and start trading some meat, right? Maybe some beef futures or some corn, some milk, right? I like it. I like the move here because I like making assessments of commodity markets as well. It'll be nice to see those roll over to this. The latest initiative, ONDO Global Markets, also integrates with crypto wallets, exchanges, and DeFi protocols using Chainlink oracles and Layer 0 for cross-chain interoperability. Company said support for BNB and Solana is coming soon, as we mentioned. ONDO Finance boasting about that $1.4 billion in TVL. Where is the ONDO price, though? Where is the moon? When moon? Bring me the moon. We must go check out ONDO because, God, it just feels like it's been getting beat down. Every time we get near that $1 mark, just boop, back below we go. Let's go check out ONDO right now here. ONDO. And also, while I'm looking this up, you guys, we got some options here. We got some options. And I want to do a chat. What do I call it here? We're doing a poll. Okay, we're doing a poll. Now, let's see here. I'm gonna do a poll in the chat. Start Q&A. Let's see here. Not Q&A. I'm gonna do a poll. Start a poll. When basement live stream return? Right? When basement live return? Because I'm already planning on doing live streams on the basement late night, but in kind of like night shift live streams for all those that work night shifts and now listen to content at night. I was one of them. But you know what? Let's do this. So we're gonna take this. So the first option here is 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Okay. Second option, 12 p.m. to 12:45. Okay. And then we'll do the third option of doing consistently 2 to 3 p.m. These are the ideas. I went live in the Discord of the basement this morning. We were just talking with the homies and getting different opinions. I want your guys' opinion on when we should do the blockchain basement return lives, because we're going to keep doing these, obviously. Very, very crypto focused, very market focused. But why gets me some unhinged time frames where I got to talk about cultural problems and everything going on within that. Now, Galaxy Digital is now tokenized. It begins tokenizing SEC registered Galaxy shares on Solana via the Superstate opening bell. So this is another highlight. Guys, they're getting ready to tokenize the entire Wall Street sector. I'm talking over the next 5 to 10 years, we are going to see trillions of dollars unlocked into crypto through this Wall Street avenue. It's an important thing to pay attention to. Right now, we're in kind of this, oh my God, is alt season over? And everyone's kind of freaking out. We have never been so back. We have never been so here. Like the SEC has made it very, very clear. You can trade on NASDAQ spot crypto. They just announced that over the night. And, we see the bears come out here. We see the scary talk about Ethereum Foundation dumping all their crypto, and we do have that story I'll touch on and give you my take on it right now after this quick take. But the SEC, this is so important. The SEC just approved trading for Bitcoin and Ethereum on registered exchanges like NASDAQ. U.S. government announced plans to publish economic data on chain. Absolutely nuts. Powell has began giving rate cut hints, and yet the market couldn't care less. This is where locking in matters so much, folks. Now, Ethereum, the foundation, it's announced that it'll convert 10,000 ETH worth around 43 million buckaroonies via centralized exchanges over the next several weeks to fund research and development, grants, and donations, taking profits. The main thing I hate about this is the logo. Okay, stop with it. It's over. It failed. stop. This is, you know what? Let's go look at a more reasonable logo of Ethereum on this price prediction. Ethereum rainbow chart. Again, you just can't escape it. Jesus. All right. Ethereum rainbow chart predicts ETH price for September 30th, 2025. All right. So we're looking at the title. They're talking ETH price end of month this year. Let's go. Let's look at it. So the ETH rainbow chart, logarithmic regression model designed to track Ethereum's long-term growth trajectory, has outlined projected price spectrum for September 30th, 2025. Outlook comes as Ethereum attempts to reclaim recent highs with the second-rate crypto by market cap, having reached a record price of $5,000 recently, just under. And God damn it, according to the chart, Ethereum could trade as low as $1,900 if it falls in the fire sale zone here, essentially the back of the truck zone. And it could climb as high as $21,100 if it enters maximum bubble territory. But wait a minute, I thought this is about the end of this month. What are you talking about? Are we going to the absolute top of the maximum bubble this month? Is it all happening? Between those extremes, the bands define different stages, sentiment, yada, yada, yada. Currently, Ethereum is trading at 4,300, placing it in the steady band rainbow chart. It suggests the crypto maintains current positioning relative to the model, remaining within the steady hodl range. But I will say this, rainbow chart hasn't been exactly on the money, right? The rainbow chart and the rainbow analysis, not only Ethereum, but mainly Bitcoin. The gripe I have with the rainbow chart is Bitcoin is in 2013, the model didn't break, right? The model worked for the Bitcoin rainbow chart. The peak price was about $1,150. 2017, it had minor wicks outside of the band ranges. But 2021, it very much so missed the mark. It very much so missed the mark. And this is why, when we have models that lose their utility in terms of being correct, because we've only had, four, maybe, I think maybe 4 or 5 bull markets in total. We've only been around for like 15 years. So when you have a model break and you've only got like 5 or 4 data points, that really kind of changes the probability of things pretty quickly. So, in this crazy outlook, ETH breaking $2,000 or $20,000 this month, not going to happen, right? I don't think that's going to happen. What I do see, though, is Ethereum is knocking on the doors of previous all-time highs. Ethereum is knocking on the doors of previous all-time highs. We are a sniff of bullishness away, and Ethereum has been very, very strong. There is no denying. Look at this. It's catching and trying to build support at previous all-time highs. Absolutely delicious. Been a very fast ride. Yes, there is one point that I got to cover here. That's, it's a little bit of an annoyance and a nuance point here is that there is a CME gap on ETH that sits at $2,800. So, if I see some sort of massive sandworm manipulation, markets destroy everything, bring it all the way back down to $2,800, I might actually buy me some freaking spot ETH. I might buy me some spot ETH in that situation. But where this chart is set up, we're knocking on the doors of previous all-time highs. And I could absolutely see $7,000-$8,000 being that peak for Ethereum. All right. The general target zones are like $6,000 to $8,000. I think we're going past this previous all-time high. ETH's going to set new records. I think we're going to, probably around $600 to $800 billion market cap on Ethereum. That's how I feel. Yeah, sandworm. It was fun. I was listening to Crypto Face this morning. He's talking about the sandworm, and honestly, there is some lore to it. Maybe I'll get into it. There is some lore behind the sandworm. Kind of the market monster that searches out liquidity. And honestly, when we see markets open up to ETFs, and I've been taught one thing is that banks scam me. Banks and market makers scam everybody, right? Market makers find a way to shake off as many as they can. from trades before price action moves up. So, with that being said, right now we are coiling up at the old all-time high zone for Ethereum. I still feel like long. I still feel uppity, right? ETH at $21,000 makes Link at 987 against it at the top. Man, if it holds position, and that's saying if Link doesn't move from where it's at right now, right? But this is also why I was looking at Ethereum Classic. Okay. And yes, oh my God, it's the worst project, yada, yada, yada. But normies don't care. Normies do not give a damn. Ethereum Classic does nothing, and it still gets heavily speculated upon. And you know what? Ethereum Classic, it's like Coke Classic, or what are they called? Pepsi Zero, something like that. Coke Zero. I don't even know. I don't drink soda pop. But this looks like the normie alternative option, much cheaper option of Ethereum that noobs might end up falling into, right? I think ETH doing its thing, setting new highs, it's going to start causing that fever pitch right at about $5,500 near 6K. Like when we get to that mid $5,000 zone, alts are just going absolutely berserko mode. You know what? It's going to move. It's going to move. It will still go up. I'm sorry. Like, I know that we are blockchain purists and we try the best transaction throughput capabilities and government regulatory frameworks are built for us. But honestly, people see low number, they might actually just YOLO into it. So now this is actually really cool. This is placed into where's my Pump Fun stream at? And shout out, we got 2,559 people on the stream right now across all platforms. Shout out to you, and shout out to the Pump people out there, because this is actually kind of cool. So they're releasing Project Ascend, a series of updates that will 100x the Pump Fun ecosystem by making coins more sustainable and aligned with their communities. They're doing 10x more creator earnings with dynamic fee structure and 10 times faster processing of creator fee applications and CTOs. So this is actually pretty cool for me. Now that I've been streaming in the Pump Fun SocialFi ecosystem, it really kind of baffles me why the coin creators have been rugging people so quickly for such little amounts of money, because they actually have a fee structure, an earning structure built within that. If people would actually have a long-term vision on something and just go to the arena or Pump Fun and just release the information there and keep doing it. No one's done that. I mean, there's a couple paid people on the platform that do that. No one's actually coming there and just organically dropped a show every single day to see if it caught fire. I'm in there seeing if it happens. But honestly, the creator fees are kind of cool. And AVAX and the arena have their own creator fees involved as well. This comes in the form of, on the arena, when someone buys your social profile ticket, then you as the profile owner get paid for that transactional volume. You don't even have to buy or sell anything, and you're still making money off of just being that creator fee. It's kind of a cool approach. I like seeing it. Now, this is also very, very big news. Here in the United States, it looks like the world's largest prediction market, Polymarket, has now been given the green light by the CFTC to launch in the US. Finally, geez Louise. And this is from Shane Copland. Polymarket has been given the green light to go live in the USA by the CFTC. Credit to the commission and staff for their impressive work. The process has been accomplished in record timing. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. And honestly, I'm going to be getting more into Polymarket. It's enticing. Obviously, there's all kinds of things that we can do in the world to make those big, big moves. But, man, I mean, Polymarket, there's a lot of money to be made there. Now, speaking of a lot of money to be made, let's talk about XRP. Am I right, chat? Am I right? XRP ETF, is this the way that XRP hits $200? You tell me. 15 applications sitting on the SEC desks right now. They're waiting to approve 15 different ETF electronically traded funds of XRP. October is the key for up only, maybe, for XRP. Now, this is so funny. The digital asset world is watching a new wave of institutional interest unfold as record numbers of 15 XRP-focused ETFs and the applications now pending with the US SEC Here's a full list. I'm sure this is from Eric Balchunas, but this includes ProShares, Rex and Osprey, Tiercrium, who the hell that is, Tuttle Capital, all these small organizations. Really, the one that's going to need to be involved with this to really move the needle is BlackRock, right? And God, there's just a massive look at all of these. This really paints the picture of how many project ETFs that there are in application right now. And I don't think ETFs are like gonna save these why are we hoping and praying that ETFs are just the answer to up only? I mean, shouldn't it be integration and adoption? Here's the full list though. So we have Litecoin in the mix, many Solana, many XRP, a little bit of Cardano from Grayscale, HBAR, Polkadot, Doge, more dot, AVAX with a little bit of love here from Van Eck, Avalanche ETF here, Ethereum, obviously, SWI, Tron. I mean, it is all over the damn place. Axelar from Canary. Like, what the hell is going on? Axelar ETF, Aptos, Pengu, Insanity. Honestly, Insanity, how much demand for these there will be? Initially, I don't think a ton, but maybe some of them will catch fire. It's just, I really see the, I kind of see a lack of interest in all of these. The more ETFs for these specified altcoins that come out, it's going to be harder and harder to get the needle moved, right? It's going to be harder and harder to get that focused attention. But good news on the XRP ETFs is this is huge for Isaac, honestly. Thank God for Crypto Stevo. Speaking of coins that stink like shite, I told the chat yesterday that if you ban me one more time, I'm going to send you a link with a virus that drains your Phantom wallet and all of your Solana and replaces it with Cardano and XRP. Well, guess what, Crypto Stevo?
You are banned!
Dad, look what just happened. Oh, no. Let me just put you. There we go. Now, Isaac's going to love this. This is going to be huge. Thank you very much for the heads up, Mr. Crypto Stevo. Now, Solana is set up for major speed boost today. Alpenglow upgrade. Coming, here's what to expect. So we have a Solana validators passing a proposal to implement Alpenglow, and really quite a terrible name. Reworking of Solana's consensus protocol. The implementation will make Solana transactions and the finality 5 times faster, making apps and deposits on the chain quicker, which is quite an upgrade because, man, that's a pretty fast chain as it is. Okay, Alpenglow is expected to be on testnet by December with mainnet release Q1 of 2026. So let's see here. The biggest difference will be users feel right away the reduction in confirmation latency and approximately 150 to 200 milliseconds. Lead economist Matt Resnick told Decrypt. So this is a good upgrade. Honestly, they would need these speeds or even better speeds to see that continued growth in AI agents. Continued AI agents are going to be very, very demanding in terms of throughput capability. AI agents are going to be very, very demanding in terms of how fast the chain needs to operate, how fast that information needs to flow back and forth. Now approved by the network validators, Resnick hopes that Alpenglow's implementation will be live on testnet by the Solana Breakpoint conference in December, with that mainnet release planned for Q1 of 2026. So, we'll see where that takes it. Honestly, I think upgrades, faster protocols, are going to be pretty darn useful, especially in the AI agent realm. AI agent realm. Crypto Stevo lives to receive the hammer. I mean, maybe. I mean, shout out to this is a true story. I thought I was hanging out with Crypto Stevo for like an entire night, and it was some guy that called himself Stevo. And I was like, I didn't really like spark up. I was like, hey, how you doing? I was expecting like an insightful conversation about crypto to spark up. Finally, we meet. Is some random guy named Stevo like gambling and like baked off of his ass in Vegas with like, the little hat, and he's advertising it. Please arrest me. I was wondering, this is not Stevo. And it wasn't Stevo. It was not Stevo. Okay. I still haven't met you in person. Shout out to you, baby. Now let's keep moving through the stories here. Algorand, the huge upgrade. Oh my goodness. Algorand moving to Algorand. Are we moving to Algorand, everybody? Get your passports ready. Our biggest retail campaign yet, coming very soon. Don't tell me that you can't pull this out because I have to watch this. We're watching this in full, and we're going to acknowledge exactly what you're up to here, Algorand. Let's go. Okay. 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 So let's just read the comments. Okay, so we got the Alexa Carr. Algo's excited. Lily's excited. They're excited about an Algorand type metaverse. Algorand, like really? Are they spending the remainder of their treasury on advertising? Is that what's going on here? Right? Are the lights like slowly turning off in one room after the next? And they're just kind of like blowing that last monetary load in advertising? You think it's bots or satire? It's not. This is literally from the Algorand Foundation. They have not come out and said we got hacked. They have not come out and said, whoopsie, our intern accidentally made the most cliche, cringe advertisement on the planet. You know, like look at this. Like, I mean, we really have to slow down here. Like, what makes you, you know what? We lead a multi-billion dollar organization. And this is the guy. This is the guy that's going to lead that next charge, right? Is he going to? I can't even say it with a straight face. I can't even say it with a straight face. All right. Let's get to more serious projects here now. What is going on? What is going on? All right. It's not the bear market. You don't have to get desperate, you guys. Just keep the lights on, for God's sakes. Now, CB Duck, Coinbase Duck, with some great alpha here. And this is an overscope and understanding of the anatomy of some of the most bullish crypto projects within the base ecosystem, understanding why they pumped, understanding if there's continued pump. This is the anatomy. Morpho. This is the heart. This is where people are literally on the Coinbase app actively taking loans against their Bitcoin for USDC. They're doing home repairs. They're buying altcoin bags. They're doing things in their life that they need to do with the basic infrastructure of Morpho providing that USDC, given that they are providing their Bitcoin, but they still have access to it from the terms within the exchange, right? But Morpho is not just that. Morpho is the second biggest lending protocol on the planet right now. Very, very undervalued. And it's the heart of this monster that Coinbase is creating. Now, Aerodrome is the lung. It's breathing, it's constricting, it's expanding, it's pushing coins in, pushing coins out. It's the swap spot inside of Coinbase. And honestly, a lot of institutional test beds are going to be finding positions in altcoins through this avenue, right? And then Coinbase, the brain, putting this entire behemoth together. This is the design of it. Take it or leave it. Coinbase is trying to build a super app. One of the richest companies on the planet has intentions to build a super app and compete with China in WeChat, right? That is going to come to Zora. We're going to see some integrations of live streams and things of the social network platform put on Zora. But this plays into just really understanding the grander scheme of things. This isn't just funny money. You are literally, this is a creator economy, a tokenized future. It's a heady concept to really get our heads around, but it's being built by these organizations right now. Yes, some position in Morpho, Aerodrome. I think Base is going to be very, very strong, but there's something much, much larger being built out in the background. Now, where Morpho sits right now, it's holding 60% of the wrapped Bitcoin supply. That is a huge chunk of wrapped Bitcoin for Coinbase. That's $1.3 billion locked, 91.5% LTV available. And the September 7th, they're upgrading the architecture to peak TVL exposure. So a huge upgrade in their overall TVL exposure capabilities is coming on September 7th. Coinbase users keep depositing through that app integration. Let's check out this super chat here. And shout out, appreciate your super chat. Unreal Scallywag, you real. Let's see here. Did you see Kita just locked up 40% of max supply? That's pretty bullish move. I was looking at the Kita chart this morning. I was seeing the Kita chart this morning. I think we were right around like 80 cents. We'll see if that moved the buck in terms of price here in a second. But now this, and this is really chaos really stepping in. Dutch National Bank hits OKX with a $2.6 million fine, a penalty for operating without proper registration. But guess what, folks? The coin, it's pumping, right? It was one of the biggest winners here. Right? It's the fourth biggest winner. Honestly, OKX, everything seems A-okay to them. This is the yearly chart. They pay that pittance of a penalty. There will be regulatory guidance. There is no stopping crypto. The governments, the organizations at the top, they're just simply trying to find ways to find it and control it as best they can before all hell breaks loose. Bond markets collapse, fiat currency goes to zero worldwide, and the Great Reset is here in true. Now, I might have to go hop over to Kita chart now because that's you're kind of enticing me. You're kind of enticing me with that 40% lock of the max supply. Very, very good. Kita is a very new project, and to be doing something like that, kind of impressive. Kind of impressive. Let's see if we're bouncing off of the news. Let's check it out. Nice little pump, up 13% on the day. Still 87 cent mark. Yeah, not a bad spot. I might have to move some trading money I made this morning into this. Really, Kita, I'm going to keep my exposure low. I'm not going to have like 5-10% of my portfolio in this, but I'm going to be exposed. I'm definitely going to be exposed. Morpho, let's go check out Morpho on the charts as well and map this out. I've really been liking, some of the ranges and trading on the altcoins. Bitcoin, we've been doing the right thing. We've been yapping. It's been pumping. All right, $112,400. That's great. Our bags are still there. Now let's go over to Morpho. Let's go check it out. Morpho, bam. Hey, DK, what up? I always got to let the pump fund know that this is not pre-recorded. They always think I'm pre-recorded. So Morpho tether pair here, $2 essentially flat, 2.04. A lot of the entry points that I was grabbing were here at the $1.90 zone. Finally starting to get some movements now. If I'm looking for reasonable structure of pumpy upside, I'm wanting a retest of this zone, essentially the $1.96. So actually, I'm just going to scoot this bad boy on up here because we're feeling uppity. I'm feeling extra, feeling uppity. I'm snapping my fingers like I'm driving a Nissan Altima, and I'm going to get in at $1.95. Got in. I'm going to go after $1.95. So, and honestly, like the chaos is here, you guys. Like, if you're watching Face this morning, he was trading this like TA token. This thing was up by 40%, down by 20% in like a matter of a few hours. Chaos is here, right? Crime season has begun once again. And a lot of that crime, it will be short-lived. All the chains that really are smoke and mirrors right now, they're going to get caught swimming naked when the music stops. And when the music stops, there will be a reckoning, right? TJ was talking about a longer-term reckoning, which I completely agree with on the US dollar. Right now, they're using stable coins and mechanisms that are new to extend the lifespan of the US dollar. So we'll see how long that lasts, really. What is going on with Mummy? Really sorry for being passive aggressive when China dude stuck. What?
You are banned.
Wow. Okay. You know what? I think you're like brand new here. Easily. I'm just kidding. You're in timeout. Now let's go to the other charts. Let's go check them out. Jesus Christ. All right. So, and this is important to note, we are literally in a heavier weighted to the fear mark on the fear and greed index. We're at a 42. Literally equilibrium markets are set up. Ethereum for absolute all-time highs. Gold actively going to all-time highs day in, day out. We know that the M2 money supply is increasing. The outlook of printing is increasing. There is no stopping this. This is an interesting question. Ricky Romero, Thoughts on, I'm assuming you mean Numerai. Numerai is a throwback, man. That is an AI coin that actually was in my portfolio for a little bit of time. I'm assuming that you're talking about Numerai. Now, let's see here. Numerai, it was like one of the oldest AI plays in the entire crypto market. I would have expected Numerai to recapture previous highs because AI is now like a very tangible thing and it seems much more real. This is what, when you have a project that has a reasonable focus, but it falls sick to its inflationary pressure of token printing, this is where the price suppression comes into play. So the market cap has been developing just generalized higher lows through this range. The price, not great. I mean, the price is kind of looking to the downside. It looks like it's trying to have a move. Over the past month, it's up 61%. Looks like an exit. Looks like an exit pump. To me personally, I'm not touching it. There's a fuzzy-haired guy that tried to sell it to me a long time ago, convinced me that it was really, really bullish. I understand that AI is a play, but this is a tough one actually, because Numerai has been around long enough to actually be cooked into. I think you're mentioning some of it, like JP Morgan investing some into Numerai. It's been around for a very, very long time. It's currently at number 360 or something like that. It's fallen way off the map. So, me in terms of like holding this thing, I'm not feeling like, oh my God, I need to buy it. Now, if I was holding this thing and looking for exits, essentially this is the shelf I would have targeted, is around 16, 17 cents anyways. It peaked, it pumped up to probably around like 22, or not cents, but dollars, right? So I'd be getting out at $17. It pumped up to about 22, did even better than that escape pump expectation really was. Pumped up to about $24. But you're running up against, some old school bags that want to reallocate into other projects. You found out just that at that 25-cent resistance mark. You found that out right there. Golly, these markets are making me bullish as all get out, folks. I'm almost like I'm fiending for a trade. Another one. We've been having so much fun. And yeah, I've even been shorting alts today. I mean, even in between all the crazy stuff I'm getting set up, I've been doing some alts. Decided to short that TA token and made a good grab on that. But it was so high risk. It was, yeah, you know what? I'm using a small amount of money. I'm going after it. World Liberty Fi. I wonder what World Liberty Fi is doing today. I mean, it really had the limelight at the beginning of the week. Probably had some folks get into it just because it was Trump. Now we're at 22 cents. Things are not looking so good here. I know they had mentioned like a decent token lock or a token burn. So they're trying to stop the bleed. Maybe. This is interesting. So I'm looking at the larger time frame, but we are finally seeing a higher low develop. So maybe that token burn is starting to slow that bleed. And actually, what would be chaos is if I long this thing or something from this hellhole, right? That would be chaos. That would be very, very, very interesting. Thoughts about Near and Render. Throwback. Look at that hair. Getting, woo! Let's see it. Let's let it ride. Oh. My hair's a little nuts today. And it's always happened when I do the like deep cleansing stuff. My wife gets this crazy deep cleanser. It makes my hair frizzy. And I miss having, like the 50s greaser look. I miss having that. All right, so let's go look at Near and Render. I'm imagining they're probably trapped in the $5 purgatory zone still, which is unfortunate, but geez, please. Render is at $3.50. Geez, please. Render 350, really falling off the map, man. Really falling off the map. I mean, when you break $3, I mean, you're basically going down like $1.50. I mean, it's right on the edge. If like, I got out of render at $10 a long time ago. It's incredible looking at this graph. I remembered it went way higher than $10 for a period of time. Yeah, I was like 13, $14. God, I avoided getting shot by a bullet here. Render, like right now, more than likely will rise to a degree with the rest of the market from right where it sits right now. So it's not, but if I had top blasted this, I'm waiting to get at least, a good chunk. I think render, major resistance zone is about 650. I think major resistance zone is about 650. What you think, K Jam? Should we long? What should we long right now? I'm feeling frisky. I'm feeling frisky, folks. I'm looking at Fartcoin. I'm looking at all kinds of crap right now. That Morpho trade, I knew it was coming. And Jesus, it's happened live on stream, and I was sitting here going off about everything else. Didn't get it. Long Plume. Ooh, let's see here. Let's see if I can get Plume on L Bank. This will be maybe. And also, let's see what the chat said about. Let's see what the chat said about time frames. So more people than not wanted 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. This is surprising to me. Okay. You guys have surprised me. I did not expect the 2 to 3 p.m. to be the biggest winner. I'm going to end the poll right now. All right. You guys gave me the data. All right. So now let's go look at Plume. God dang. Oh, shit. You might be right, dog. Okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. We doing this. Honestly, I mean, that's Plume at the 8-cent mark. Last time it hit 8 cents, it was just like a Thor's hammer of support. Let's see where we fell down to on this thing, first and foremost. Let's see where we fell down on this bad boy. Bam. Okay. So, yeah, momentarily below 8 cents, but you can see, I mean, 8 cents we're below the point of control. Murray's original pomade, bro. I used to have that. That's some good stuff. Oh, that's a good point. I don't want to compete. We don't work. This is our job. It literally, this is our job. God, I got the alfalfa look. You guys get the crazy part of me at the end of the show here. What is going on? Look at that alfalfa. I'm just gonna leave it. All right. So Plume's looking good. Let's go look at Athena here. Let's go here. ENA. Let's get in there. ENA, I can't do. ENA is already up by freaking 7% today. I can't do that. I'm more enticed by this. Alfredo, I got a lot of new.
You are banned.
Get out of here. Oh, there we go. Here, I wonder. Hopefully, I'm not banning you forever, but there we go. Arrow would be a more enticing option than what you call it, for Plume for sure. Let's go to Arrow. Go check it out here. Yeah, see again, Arrow's up 7%. Maybe that ETH Classic, huh? God, I hate it. I hate everything about what you're saying, and you might be right. What are we doing? We good 2. I actually got to set some levels while I'm scooting around town here. So, Arrow looking spicy. Arrow is looking really, really spicy. Mark this out. Like I can't YOLO into longs on green wicks. Right. The one that's more enticing to me, God, is almost this Plume coiling up here. This Plume coiling up actually. Markets are looking generally bullish. All right, we're going to open a little bit. We're just going to open a little bit on Plume. Okay. Go to isolated, be responsible, degens here, and go 20x, 21x. Let's go. Go. All right. No, not a limit order right now. Jesus. All right. We're in. All right. We're in. I'm going to keep my stop loss at 10% on that. And you saw I didn't use the whole bag. So I love and appreciate you guys. It's a fun day in the market. It's pretty historic. We're seeing Wall Street tokenize, right? We're seeing the multi-quadrillion-dollar market opening up the railways for crypto integration. We've never been more here to stay. Gold going to all-time highs, inflation coming back, governments are going to continue lying to you, and the middle class is about to be eviscerated as mortgage rates will return in 27 to levels we haven't seen since the mid-80s. Buckle up, Buttercup. Get locked in. Pay attention to what's going on. Use your time wisely. I thank you and love you for spending your time with me here on the show. And if you do support the channel, go pick up yourself an Arculus cold storage wallet. Code DC20. Get 20% off that bad boy. Keep your crypto safe. Become your own bank. I love and appreciate you guys out there in the interwebs. Everyone on X, YouTube, even Pump Fun. You degens out there in Pump Fun, having fun with the token. I love and appreciate every single one of you. And I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Until next time, peace.
We just wanted to take a quick second to shout out our sponsor, Arculus. They are a cold storage hardware wallet, helps you secure all of your digital assets for the future. Just tap this thing to the back of your phone and boom, you're in. We wouldn't be able to do this without them, but also wouldn't be able to do this without you guys, the Disco fam. You've supported us a lot over the years. If you want to support the channel now, just use the code DC20. It gets you 20% off this card. It's the #1 way you can support this channel going forward. Thank you for your support. We'll see you at the top.